Hello and welcome to Adam and Craig Do Stuff, where today we're doing safari nights at Yorkshire Wildlife Park. So we are here for safari nights at Yorkshire Wildlife Park. Steps are performing later. We are of course going to see them. Silver wristbands. So that starts at about, well, they come on about 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, I think the entertainment starts at 5:45.
Yeah.
Is that it? 5:45?
So we're going to have a wander around the park. Obviously first, it's incredibly busy today. It's a really, really busy day.
It's a really busy day, yeah.
As you probably heard saw behind us there, they've got the new Pangea area open, which we haven't been to since it's open since we've last been, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We've had a little wander through. Hopefully we'll take you through there later, but like I said, it's absolutely rammed through the park at the moment, and that bit particularly is really busy, isn't it?
It is.
So yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit when we can get in there. Other than that, for now, we're just going to go around, have a look at some animals, aren't we?
Yeah, like we're at Point Lobus now, which is absolutely beautiful, as we mentioned last time we vlogged from here. And one benefit of having the dinosaur walkthrough is this whole area used to be absolutely rammed at the start, first thing, and now it's completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we've always said about Yorkshire, since they moved the entrance, your best tactic is always to just ignore everything when you come through the entrance. Just walk straight through, straight past Atlantic Forest, straight past Himalaya Pass, and go right to the back.
Yeah.
Which is what we tend to do for like the wallabies, the lions, baboons, lemurs, that sort of area.
So basically, we used to always walk all the way through and start from the old entrance, that area, because this side used to always be really rammed, first thing.
Because it's the first thing you come to, so everyone's sort of... Pangea does seem to have taken a little bit of that off of Atlantic Forest. A lot of people seem to be going, because you can either go right or left now. So people tend to be going right and going through Pangea and not coming through Atlantic Forest as much. But then you still meet up in the sort of Himalaya Pass area, don't you? So that gets really busy, and then it's just a complete bottleneck from there on. So definitely to the back of the park, and then come back and do these later when it's a lot quieter. So we've had a walk through Pangea there. As you can see, we're nowhere near Pangea anymore because it's taken us this long to find an available spot where we can sort of sit and talk, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's just Pangea was just absolutely rammed. There was nowhere to really walk and talk. It's quite nice. They've got quite a lot of dinosaurs in there.
There's quite a lot, isn't there? Yeah, and they're quite good animatronics as well.
Sorry, what?
Animatronics. Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of movement. They move a lot, don't they? And they talk a lot. They roar a lot and stuff.
Yeah, make sounds.
Quite a weird setup because a lot of the boards sort of show you how they would look accurate to what we now understand dinosaurs look like, don't they? Mm-hmm. But the dinosaurs themselves are more the classic that you would expect from sort of Jurassic Park and from sort of 90s understanding of dinosaurs, isn't it? So it's quite a weird setup, and it's a shame that they haven't got sort of more accurate representations, I suppose. Are you getting tired there?
No, my arm's aching.
That's what I mean. So yeah, it's quite nice. At the moment, it's very bare. That's my main criticism of it.
There's not a lot of theming, is there, really?
No, there's not a lot of theming around. There's not a lot of plants or even grass, really, is there? It's all sort of... I don't know if it'll probably look better once it's grown up a bit. But I suppose when you compare it to like the level that you get at like West Midlands Safari Park or at Blackpool Zoo, there's a lot going on there. In West Midlands, you've got sort of the water in the middle, and you've got the geyser thing, haven't you? And there's just a lot more going on in terms of theming. Same at Blackpool, you've got the big volcano in the middle, haven't you? There. So yeah, I do think in terms of theming, Yorkshire could have done a little bit better.
Also at West Midlands, they've got like interactive bits, haven't they? And
they've got like fossils you can
you can feel and touch
and stuff. And they've got one of those diggy, you can dig your own fossil sort of thing. So yeah, not bad. Not the best that's around, and definitely needs to develop and grow so that it looks a bit more sort of an area, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Not bad, nice animatronics, but yeah, not the best.
No,
dinosaur.
It's good. A good level of dinosaurs, though, isn't it? Yeah. And they are quite decent animatronics. Yeah, they are. They look good.
But yeah, I think Yorkshire's thing is definitely Yorkshire's focus definitely should be on the animals.
On the animals,
I think they're a lot better at that. Nothing going on over on what we believe is going to be gorillas of the lowland forest, is there? There's nothing going on, and in the bongos and whatever else is going in there. Pygmy hippo, did we say?
I think that's what the plans looked like. Yeah, when we
so there's
online.
nothing going on in that area at the moment. I don't know. I don't actually know if there's anything in the plans slated as to when it's going to start. That kind of stuff.
Or even if it will still happen.
It will still happen. And even sort of round by the hive where the Hex is, there's the sort of building that leisure complex, aren't there?
Yeah.
But that's still very much, it's just a frame. That's all it is at the moment. It's just a framework, isn't it? So yeah, not as much going on as there has been in the last couple of years. But it's a beautiful day.
It's a lovely day,
at the Yorkshire Wildlife Park. It's absolutely roasting. I'm sweating. I'm going to be even more sweating when we're jumping around later to steps, I think. But lovely day.
Had a good walk around the animals now. If you've followed us for a while, then you know how much we love this place, because the animal enclosures here are amazing.
The best.
Yeah. There's not a lot of change here in regards to the animals since we last came.
Pangea.
I said in regards to the animals.
Right.
They have moved 2 of the male younger polar bears from Project Polar 2 into Project Polar 1. And also they've recently had some giant otter pups born, which we didn't get to see, which we didn't expect to, if I'm honest.
The adults either, really,
no, they're probably looking after the babies, probably.
Well, they weren't even in, we couldn't even see them in the house before, we couldn't see them anywhere.
No, they might be hidden away somewhere in the den or something, I don't know. But they was only born at the beginning of this month, so we didn't expect to see them anyway. So, but
yeah, I'm doing it on my watch. Yeah.
Sorry, we just walked through someone's photo.
Oh, did we? I didn't realise.
No, we didn't. But anyway, yeah, it's too long to explain what happened. But,
so yeah, not a lot going on at the minute in regards to the animals. But if you do come and you do see the baby giant otters, then
let us know.
Let us know, and if you follow us on Instagram, just send us pictures of it in our DM, because we'd love to see them. Not quite sure when we'll be back at Yorkshire Wildlife.
There's winter illuminations, but who knows. Other than that, it might be next year, depending on if they open anything new, because they don't really announce stuff here, do they?
No, they just spring it on you, don't they?
It just opens, and you get no notification. Even the hotel, there was just we didn't know that it was, well, we knew that it was coming, but there was no sort of announcement of when they were going to start releasing rooms or anything. It just sort of, it was there, wasn't it? And it was so I don't know when we'll be back or what it'll be for, because it'll probably just be sprung out of nowhere. Anyway, we're going to go to the counter now, aren't we? Drop off our bags, and then we're going to go to the arena and see Steps.
Yes.
The one, the only Steps!
Said that we were number one.
So what time to have a guess?
It sounds good. Say it again. Say it again. Number one, apparently. And we made history with that being the one of very, very many, well, very few actually, isn't it, acts that have only done it for the last 4 decades. Oh my God. I know, that's quite scary, isn't it? Some of you weren't even born when we were back then.
The more I try to make you mine, I just see heartbreak in the city. But I keep on loving you. So that you might made up. Call me on the telephone, I need your love. Kiss my heart and let it know the love you mean. I can't understand. Call my name, my heart stops beating.
back in the car now. We've just finished watching Steps perform for the final night of the safari nights here at Yorkshire Wildlife Park. They do this event every year throughout August, and it always ends on the bank holiday. And it was a brilliant night, wasn't it?
Yeah. Steps were obviously amazing.
They were.
They put on a good show.
They put on a brilliant show. It's the first time I've ever seen them before.
And I think they're probably the biggest, well, depending on your interpretation, but I think they're probably the biggest band, like, act that they've ever had at safari nights. And they did say it's only going to get bigger and better, didn't they?
They did. My voice is feeling a little bit hoarse from all the singing. It was brilliant to just hear all the songs from like our childhood, and even like songs that they're releasing now.
Stuff, they play plenty of their new stuff as well. But yeah, in terms of Yorkshire Wildlife Park, I mean, first of all, it's just amazing that a sort of animal park has this kind of event on, because it's something that you don't see anywhere at any other sort of theme park, zoo, attraction, is it?
Not that we know of.
So it's absolutely amazing. I mean, at the beginning they struggled with the sound. It wasn't. They had a lot of technical issues. Steps were very late coming on, almost an hour late coming on. And it wasn't very loud to start with, was it?
No,
they sort of turned it up a little bit later on, and there were still people complaining. Sort of further back in the bronze section that couldn't hear. 'Cause I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but there's 3 tiers. There's gold, there's silver, and bronze. We got silver. There was weird, because the difference between bronze and silver was only £10, wasn't it? It was only £10 more. So it was £36 for the silver, but then the gold was £80, which is quite a big jump, isn't it? So it was, a bit of a shame. I don't know who's quite done the pricing on that. When you consider, like, there's a £10 jump from bronze to silver, and then you go to 80 quid is madness. But yeah, I think some of the people in the bronze section were struggling to hear a bit further back. But we were right at the front of silver, weren't we? And we could hear quite well. But at the beginning, it wasn't great. But I suppose this is a learning for them, isn't it? They do this every year, but this is, I mean, they normally have people like Russell Watson and Michael Ball, I think.
They have Catherine Jenkins. They had Joe from Steps, not Steps, sorry, S Club 7.
This year they seem to have had more. They had Rebecca Ferguson, Joe O'Meara, and someone else. They had a girls' night, didn't they?
A girls' night, yeah.
And then they've had a Whitney tribute act on one of the nights. Are you framing on this? Dreadful, Adam. Look at that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they get in the future, and if the acts do get bigger. But generally, I think for saying that it's a wildlife park, I think they've done a really good job of putting a show on. There always is. There's lots of people complaining about the sound levels and the amount of time it's taken us to get out. But it's a wildlife park. It is not a concert venue. At the end of the day, it's not a massive stadium. Like. It is what it is. And
the price we paid for silver is good, to be fair. Like, what they pay, 30
Well, considering you get entry to the park as well, which is normally 20 quid. So basically we pay 16 quid for a Steps concert, didn't we? Which is not to be sniffed at all, is it? It was really, really good. You can, there's food outlets in there. I think you can. I thought it said you can't take food and drink in there, but
yeah,
people did. So I'm assuming you can. You can even take a chair if you want. People were bringing in like an entire feast in a trolley, weren't there?
Yeah.
And chairs and picnic blankets and stuff. So you make yourself feel comfortable. But I would say if you do come, definitely get to the arena early, because it was. I mean, we weren't even late getting there, were we? And it was packed. It was absolutely packed. So yeah, all round absolutely amazing event, and like I say, it's amazing that a wildlife park can put on this kind of event. And I just love Yorkshire Wildlife Park. I just love this park. I have so much admiration for this park. It's just absolutely amazing. So next up probably is London.
London, yes.
We have got some really, really, really exciting things coming up in London. It's going to be an amazing weekend. It's going to be an amazing weekend. I think there's 4 vlogs coming out of that, maybe 5 actually. 4 or 5 vlogs coming out of London. So if you want to see them, you need to go and slap that subscribe button. Drop us a comment down below if, well, just because why not? Drop this video a like. I'm waffling. We'll see you next time we do stuff.